Have you ever walked away from a hug feeling shaken, not comforted, not confused, but changed, as if something unspoken passed from his heart into yours, leaving you quiet, alert, and wondering what just happened? That reaction is not imagination, it's not emotional weakness, and it's certainly not coincidence. A hug can expose what months of conversations try to hide, because when a man embraces you, his body reveals what his mouth never will. I'm Dr. Elina, and here's the truth most women are never told. Men communicate their deepest emotions through physical connection, not words, especially in moments when they don't feel safe enough to speak. A hug is not just comfort, it's a confession. It can reveal attachment, fear, longing, emotional distance, or even unspoken love in a matter of seconds. And the most dangerous mistake women make is ignoring how a hug felt simply because it didn't sound dramatic. Ask yourself this: why did one hug make your chest feel warm and secure, while another left you feeling strangely empty? Why did a brief embrace stay in your thoughts all night while long conversations faded away? Why did your body react before your mind had time to catch up? These reactions are signals, and your intuition noticed them long before logic tried to explain them away. This matters because confusion is emotionally expensive. Women are often taught to analyze texts, tone, and timing, yet the clearest answers are already there, hidden in his touch. When you learn to read a man's hug, you stop chasing clarity and start recognizing truth. So before you question his intentions, his silence, or his mixed signals, ask yourself one powerful question. What did his hug tell me that his words couldn't? Because once you understand that, you'll never experience a hug the same way again. When a man hugs you in a way that feels firm, grounding, and slightly enclosing, not rushed, not loose, this is what many women instinctively describe as a protective hug. His arms don't just rest on you, they position themselves around you, almost as if he's creating a small, safe space where nothing else exists. This kind of hug is not accidental, and it's rarely casual. And I want you to understand something important here. This hug is driven by emotion, not habit. Emotionally, a protective hug signals responsibility. On a subconscious level, this man feels a need to shield you emotionally or mentally from stress, discomfort, or vulnerability. He may not say, "I care about you deeply," but his body is saying, "You're safe here." And for many women, this hug triggers an immediate sense of calm they can't logically explain. Ask yourself, have you ever felt your shoulders drop or your breathing slow the moment he hugged you like this? That reaction is your nervous system responding to emotional security. What's fascinating is that men often give this hug when they feel emotionally connected, not when they're trying to impress. It's not performative. It's instinctive. He may do it when you're quiet, overwhelmed, or even when you haven't shared what's bothering you. Why? Because emotional attunement doesn't always require words. Ask yourself, did he hold you tighter when you were silent rather than when you were laughing? That's not coincidence. That's emotional awareness. However, here's where many women misinterpret this hug. Protection does not always equal long-term commitment. It equals emotional investment in that moment. This man feels connected to you, but he may still be processing what that connection means. And that's why awareness matters. Ask yourself, does this hug feel consistent over time, or does it appear only in emotionally charged moments? Consistency reveals intention. Another detail women often overlook is positioning. In a protective hug, his chest is open, his arms firm but not restrictive. There's no hesitation. This indicates emotional confidence, not dominance. If you felt respected rather than overpowered, your intuition picked up on something real. Ask yourself, did the hug make you feel stronger afterward, not smaller? That's a key emotional signal. And a protective hug can feel like love before love is spoken, but it also requires observation, not assumption. The hug tells you what he feels now, not necessarily what he's ready to promise later. So before you attach meaning to his words or silence, pause and ask yourself one final question. Does his hug protect me consistently or only when it's convenient? Because the answer to that question will tell you far more than he ever could with words. When a man holds you just a second longer than necessary, when the hug ends slowly instead of abruptly, this is what I call the lingering hug. On the surface, it may look ordinary, no dramatic squeeze, no intense movement, yet emotionally, it carries weight. I'm Dr. Elina, and this type of hug is one of the most emotionally revealing gestures a man can offer because it exposes what he's reluctant to admit, even to himself. A lingering hug often happens when words feel insufficient. He doesn't rush to pull away, and there's a subtle pause before he lets go, as if he's silently asking for a few more seconds. Emotionally, this signals reluctance, not in a negative way, but a hesitation to disconnect. In that moment, he's emotionally present, attached, and aware of the connection between you. Ask yourself, did the hug end because he chose to let go, or because the moment had to move on? That distinction matters. What many women don't realize is that men use time, not intensity, to express emotional attachment. While women often associate depth with verbal reassurance, men often reveal it through duration. That extra second is his emotional truth slipping through. Ask yourself, why did that hug stay with you longer than the conversation that followed? Because emotional memory is created through feeling, not language. A lingering hug can also appear during transitions, before leaving, after an emotional conversation, or during moments of uncertainty. It's his way of saying, I'm not ready to emotionally disconnect yet. He may not know what he wants next, but he knows how he feels in that moment. Ask yourself, did that hug feel like a pause in time? That's emotional attachment revealing itself. However, awareness is essential here. A lingering hug reflects emotional presence, not guaranteed commitment. Some men linger because they feel deeply but fear the responsibility that follows emotional closeness. This is why consistency becomes crucial. Ask yourself, does he linger every time or only when emotions are heightened? Emotional truth reveals patterns, not isolated moments. Pay attention also to what happens immediately after the hug. Does he stay emotionally engaged or does he withdraw? A genuine lingering hug is followed by warmth, not distance. If you felt closer afterward rather than confused, your intuition was responding to authenticity. Ask yourself, did that hug leave you feeling seen, not questioning yourself? That's your answer. A lingering hug is often a silent confession, but silence still requires clarity. The hug tells you he feels something real, but it doesn't tell you how he plans to act on it. So before you invest emotionally, pause and ask yourself one powerful question. Does he linger because he cares, or because he's afraid to let go without taking responsibility? The difference protects your heart and your peace. When a man hugs you with only one arm, keeping part of his body turned away or leaving space between you, it can feel confusing. The hug happens, yet something about it feels incomplete. I'm Dr. Elina, and this is what I call the one-arm hug, a gesture that often leaves women questioning themselves, even when nothing wrong seems to have happened. This hug is not about a lack of attraction, it's about emotional self-protection. Emotionally, a one-arm hug signals guardedness. This man is present enough to connect, but not ready to fully open himself. His body creates a subtle boundary even as he offers affection. Ask yourself, did the hug feel polite rather than personal? That sensation is important. Your intuition noticed the emotional distance before your mind tried to rationalize it away. Many women make the mistake of taking this hug personally, assuming rejection or disinterest. But more often, this hug reflects his internal conflict. He may care, yet fear vulnerability. He may enjoy your presence, yet hesitate to deepen the bond. Men who struggle with emotional expression often compromise with partial connection, enough to stay close, but not enough to feel exposed. Ask yourself, has he ever shared affection but avoided emotional conversations? That pattern matters. The one-arm hug frequently appears in social settings, moments of uncertainty, or when a man is unsure of his emotional position. It allows him to appear connected while maintaining control. And control, emotionally speaking, often masks fear. Ask yourself, does he become more distant when things start to feel serious? His hug may already be answering that question. Pay attention to how you feel during and after this hug. Did you feel acknowledged but not embraced? Did it leave you wanting more clarity instead of comfort? Those reactions are not insecurity, they're emotional awareness. Your body recognizes emotional limits before logic catches up. Ask yourself, did the hug make you feel closer, or did it remind you of the distance? Here's the key insight many women miss. A one-arm hug doesn't mean he doesn't care. It means he's protecting something inside himself. But emotional protection, when prolonged, becomes emotional unavailability. This is why consistency is crucial. Ask yourself, does he ever offer a full, open hug when it's just the two of you, or is the distance always present? A one-arm hug is a warning, not a verdict. It tells you where he is emotionally right now, not where he may end up. But it also asks you an important question in return. Are you willing to wait for someone to lower their guard, or do you need someone who meets you fully where you stand? The answer to that question will guide your next emotional step, far more safely than hope ever could. When a man hugs you face to face, chest fully aligned with yours, without rushing or pulling away, this is one of the clearest signs of deep emotional openness. I'm Dr. Elina, and this is what I call the full presence hug. Unlike other embraces, there is no angle, no barrier, no emotional escape route. His body is fully there, and emotionally, so is he. This type of hug reflects emotional safety. For many men, true vulnerability feels risky because it requires lowering emotional defenses. When he allows his chest to meet yours, he is unconsciously saying, I feel safe enough to be seen here. Ask yourself, did the hug feel grounding, almost calming, rather than exciting or confusing? That calm is emotional alignment, not indifference. What makes this hug so powerful is intention. He is not distracted. He is not performing affection. He is present. Men rarely offer this kind of hug casually because it exposes their emotional center. This is why women often describe feeling emotionally settled afterward. Ask yourself, did your thoughts quiet down during the hug? That stillness is emotional resonance. This hug also reveals respect. His arms hold you firmly but gently, without overpowering or distancing. There's mutual balance. You don't feel small, rushed, or uncertain. Instead, you feel acknowledged. Ask yourself, did the hug feel like a meeting, not a taking? That distinction matters more than romance. Timing matters too. Face-to-face hugs often appear during meaningful moments, after honest conversations, during emotional transitions, or when trust has already been established. It's his body confirming what words may already be hinting at. Ask yourself, did the hug come after emotional openness, not before? Emotional connection builds before physical reassurance. However, clarity is still essential. While this hug reflects emotional availability, it does not replace communication or commitment. Emotional openness is a doorway, not the destination. Ask yourself, does his behavior outside the hug match the emotional presence you felt within it? Consistency transforms feeling into trust. Pay attention to how you feel afterward. A genuine, full-presence hug leaves you emotionally clear, not questioning yourself. You feel warmer, calmer, more centered. If you felt secure rather than anxious, your intuition recognized emotional truth. Ask yourself, did the hug make you feel emotionally anchored, not unsettled? A face-to-face hug is one of the strongest signals of emotional alignment, but alignment must continue beyond the moment. The hug shows you where his heart is when he's fully present. What truly matters next is whether he chooses to remain present when life resumes. So ask yourself this final question. Does he meet you with the same openness when the hug ends, or only within it? The answer reveals the depth of what you're truly holding. When a man suddenly hugs you tightly after a period of emotional or physical distance, the experience can feel overwhelming, almost startling. And this is what I call the reconnection hug. It often comes without warning, stronger, closer, and more emotionally charged than previous embraces. This hug is not random. It's emotional release. Emotionally, this hug reveals relief. During distance, men often suppress what they feel rather than express it. When the moment of reconnection arrives, his body releases what his words never did. Ask yourself, did the hug feel like he was holding on, not just holding you? That sensation is emotional overflow. This type of hug often happens after silence, absence, or unresolved tension. While he may not openly admit missing you, his body betrays the truth. The tightness reflects emotion that has been contained for too long. Ask yourself, why did that hug feel heavier than usual? Because it carried unspoken feelings. Many women misinterpret this hug as instant emotional resolution, but here's where awareness protects you. The hug tells you he felt the distance, not necessarily that he understands why it happened or how to prevent it in the future. Emotional relief does not automatically equal emotional responsibility. Ask yourself, did the hug come with clarity afterward or only comfort? Notice how long the intensity lasts. A genuine reconnection hug often softens as he exhales, as if releasing tension. That softening signals emotional vulnerability. But if the intensity feels desperate or fleeting, it may indicate fear of loss rather than emotional readiness. Ask yourself, did the hug feel grounding, or did it feel like panic? Another important clue is what follows. Does he re-engage emotionally after the hug, or does he return to distance once the relief passes? True reconnection is supported by consistent behavior. Ask yourself, did his actions change after the hug, or only the moment itself? Your emotional response matters just as much. Did the hug bring clarity, or did it reopen questions? If you felt temporarily soothed but later uncertain, your intuition noticed the gap between feeling and action. That awareness is strength, not doubt. A sudden, tight hug after distance is often a confession of missing you, but missing you is not the same as choosing you. The hug reveals emotional truth in the moment, not a long-term decision. So before you allow relief to turn into hope, ask yourself one final question. Is he returning because he understands your value, or because he needed comfort? That distinction will protect your heart and help you choose peace over confusion. If this conversation opened your eyes or helped you understand something you've been feeling but couldn't explain, I want you to pause for a moment and honor that awareness. Clarity is powerful, and choosing it is an act of self-respect. If you found value here, like this video so more women can receive the same insight, and subscribe to this channel for deeper conversations about emotional understanding, boundaries, and self-worth. I'd truly love to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, which type of hug felt most familiar to you and how did it make you feel afterward? There is no right or wrong answer. Your experience matters, and sharing it may help another woman realize she's not imagining what she feels. If someone you care about is struggling with mixed signals or emotional confusion, share this video with her. Sometimes one small insight can save years of emotional uncertainty. And remember, understanding a man's emotions is not about changing him. It's about protecting your peace. I want to leave you with one final question to carry with you. Are you listening to what his actions reveal, or are you waiting for words that may never come? The moment you trust what you feel, you step into emotional clarity and confidence. Stay aware, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next video where we continue turning uncertainty into understanding together.